Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratishe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Vancha kalpa taruvesha kripa sindhu evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnamebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim yat kripa tamaham bande Shri Guru Deenatarinam Shri Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Mishwaram. Hare Krishna. So we were discussing about Dhruva Maharaj, and Dhruva Maharaj was helped and was given a lot of encouragement by the saints, by the sadhus. Please switch on the videos. Everyone, please switch on the video. I request everyone to switch on the video. I'll be grateful. So Dhruva Maharaj was encouraged by all the sadhus and everyone, and with all that encouragement, Dhruva Maharaj he actually remembered the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and with that remembrance he started fighting with the yakshas with a lot of vigor again, like very vigorously. So this is a very important principle, that if we really want to do anything with vigor, if we want to also do devotional service with vigor, we also require sadhus in our life who can actually encourage us, or sometimes chastise us, sometimes correct us. So without the association of the sadhus, it is very difficult to control our mind and senses. Our mind and senses are always going to say that, oh, this is what I am thinking is appropriate. What I feel or what I think I should do is appropriate. But we must understand, by the association of the sadhus, we actually gain this courage or encouragement to do what is appropriate in life. So when Dhruva Maharaj got that encouragement, with all that encouragement, Dhruva Maharaj started fighting again vigorously. All the illusion got dispelled. It vanished when there was when he started chanting the Narayan mantras, and when the all the everything got vanished, and he started fighting again. The yakshas, they were getting killed again and again and again, and all the yakshas were completely getting destroyed. So when Dhruva Maharaj's father was Uttanapad, Uttanapad's father was Swayambhuva Manu, and Swayambhuva Manu was born from Brahma. So when Swayambhuva Manu, he saw, that is Dhruva Maharaj's grandfather. When Dhruva Maharaj's grandfather, Swayambhuva Manu, Hare Krishna, please mute. So when Dhruva Maharaj's grandfather, Swayambhuva Manu, he saw the condition of how Dhruva Maharaj is killing all the yakshas, he came and he is going to give some advices. Okay, is this clear? So today's words, we will be seeing what instructions Swayambhuva Manu gives to Dhruva Maharaj and what we can learn from those things. Okay, I request everyone to switch on their videos, then we will start. I have been telling again and again devotees to switch on their videos. I will be grateful if devotees keep videos switched on and really prioritize the classes. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Manuruvacha Alam Vatsati Roshena Tamodvarena Papmana Yena Punya Janametan Avadhistvam Anaghasha. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Lord Manu said, "My dear son, please stop, please stop, please stop. It is not good to become unnecessarily angry. It is path to hellish life. Now you are going beyond the limit by killing the yakshas, who are actually not the offenders." Right? So please stop, please stop, please stop. You are going beyond, you are going beyond, you are going beyond. Don't kill the yakshas. You are becoming unnecessarily angry. If you read properly, alam, enough. Alam means enough is enough. Sometimes we become angry and we say to others, "Na, enough is enough. Bahut ho gaya abhi." Right? Alam. Vatsa atiroshena. Vatsa matlab, you see, the person is angry, but the person is addressing Vatsa. Beta, bahut tum abhi wo kar raha hai. You are understanding? Vatsa matlab beta bolne se you address someone as son, there is one amount of affection. But if you address someone as Vatsa, there is it is filled with, the word is filled with a lot of affection. Jaise I have seen this Poonam Mataji, instead of calling beta, he will call Betu. Now beta has little bit of affection, Betu has too much of affection. You are able to understand? Because it's not a normal word which has to be used for someone's son. So similarly, for a grandfather, generally his son, Vatsa means what? Calf. Right? Vatsa means calf, Bachda. So generally Bachda is not used for someone's son or daughter. But we see that Swayambhuva Manu is using this word Vatsa to address that how he loves Dhruva, because sometimes when we want to correct someone, first we have to express that how I am concerned about you, how I love you, but I want to correct you. Because until and unless a person knows that the correction that is being offered is out of love and concern, the person may become inimical. And the person may take it in a negative way. And then what will happen if a person takes negative in negative way? If Dhruva Maharaj takes Swayambhuva Manu's corrections in negative way, Swayambhuva Manu will have no problem. Dhruva Maharaj will have problem. So alam vatsa atiroshena. You are becoming vatsa. You are becoming atiroshena. You are becoming very, very angry. Anger is required, but your anger is going out of the box. Atiroshena. And when anger becomes out of the box, tamodvarena, it will take you to hell. Papmana, and it will force you to do sinful activity. Yena punya janam etam, those who are punya jana, abadhis tam, jaise tum jaise punya jan, like you, punya jan, anaghasa, you are offenseless and you are again getting more and more offense. You are already had become completely punya jana by touch of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then again you are putting karma on your body, again you are putting offense on your body. This is not proper. Like this, the first thing he is telling. So we will just read half of the purport. In this verse, the word atiroshena means with unnecessary anger. When Dhruva Maharaj went beyond the limits of necessary anger, his grandfather Swayambhuva Manu immediately came to protect him from further sinful action. From this we can understand that killing is not bad, but when killing is done unnecessarily or when an offenseless person is killed, such killing opens the path to hell. Dhruva Maharaj was saved from such sinful action because he was a great devotee. So now Swayambhuva Manu is going to tell Dhruva Maharaj why his action is going beyond limits. So today we will see what are the limits of different actions and what is the highest limit of action. Whenever we perform any action, whether it is becoming angry on someone, whether we are doing some activity, we should keep three things in picture. So Swayambhuva Manu is going to advise Dhruva Maharaj what are the three progressive things. These three things are progressive. What are the three progressive things, or maybe four progressive things, should be kept in order when we do any activity. So Swayambhuva Manu is trying to refrain Dhruva Maharaj, stop Dhruva Maharaj from getting unnecessarily angry, and he is defining Dhruva Maharaj's anger as atirosh. So if you have to define something which is going beyond limits, you have to define what is within the limits. So Dhruva Maharaj is being advised now how to understand our actions are within limits. Okay. Sometimes we do some action. It is always a confusion कि मैं ये सही कर रहा हूँ, ये ज़्यादा तो नहीं कर रहा हूँ, कम तो नहीं कर रहा हूँ, कैसे कर रहा हूँ, ठीक कर रहा हूँ, गलत कर रहा हूँ. What do I do? So now Swayambhuva Manu is going to speak about it. So this is the first thing. Okay, so we will see four progressive things. Okay, and we will see these four progressive things today, and we will take a lot of examples in our practical life how we can apply these four progressive things in our life. Okay, so all of you please note down. So the first verse. Nasmat kulochitam tata कर्मैतत् सद्विगर्हितम् बधो यद् उपदेवानाम् आराब्धस्ते कृतेनसाम्. तो nasmat kulochitam tata. Again he is using the word tata because Swayambhuva Manu. So you see, whenever we want to correct a very big person, we have to be very, very sensitive. So understand, Swayambhuva Manu has not come to correct some Tom, Dick and Harry. He has come to correct Dhruva Maharaj, who has seen the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is a pure devotee, but still he is doing some remnants of little bit of wrong things he is doing. So, correction, punishment has to be there, but when we correct a child and when we correct a elderly person, there has to be a difference and there has to be a sensitivity involved. But just because there is sensitivity involved, Swayambhuva Manu is not going to refrain from what is the truth. He is going to speak the truth very clearly, very precisely, very concisely. But again and again he is using the word Vatsa, Tata, Dhruva, Vatsa. Do you understand this? You are understanding? So, especially parents, sometimes we need to also correct some of our grown-up individuals, like someone who has passed 18 years of age, and as parents we need to also learn this sensitivity, that Tata, Vatsa, and sometimes we need to correct someone who is very adult, he has grown up. So that correction procedure has to be done little sensitivity. But just with sensitivity, it doesn't mean that we don't speak the truth. He is going to, you see, we are going to speak the truth very, very clearly. Okay. So, we'll see what. Na asmat kula uchitam. So, first thing he is telling to Dhruva Maharaj that whatever our actions have been performed, we should see that whether our forefathers have ever performed that action. Modern man thinks that he is so advanced that he defines that we are the most advanced Gen X civilization and we do not have to follow that oldie culture. The old people were doing whatever they were doing, they were with the Stone Age men. But we are so advanced that we are following a specific advanced culture. And then they will show the Stone Age men, that Stone Age men used to live in forest and they used to remain naked. And but I feel that now what has changed? When I go out in Newtown, I was thinking then they considered that Stone Age men to be degraded species because they were living in forest and naked. Now people are living in concrete jungles and they're naked. So, and then they will say, no, we have got advanced. We have become the Gen Next. But we need to understand these Stone Age men and all those things were never there. Our forefathers were much more civilized, and we read that our forefathers and like Brahma, Vishnu, everyone is wearing kapda. Have you ever seen Vishnu coming naked and going here and there? Huh? Have you ever seen Lakshmi going naked and here and there? All our forefathers, they have all wore nicely decent dress and they have shown themselves in public. And the Gen X civilization thinks, oh, that is not. This is just an example I am telling you how kula uchitam. One should not try to do something which is so extraordinarily different from the kula. We should see first that whether my forefathers, my father, my grandfather ever did such a thing. And here, Swayambhuva Manu is trying to tell Dhruva Maharaj that Dhruva, understand that your kula is very, very high. Brahma never did that. I never did that. Your Uttanapad, your father never did that. And how can you think that it is Uchitam? It is proper. So first is the forefathers. But sometimes forefathers can also make mistake. Correct? Like my forefathers, Prabhuji, it is our custom that in our home, from forefathers, we are taking fish, we are taking meat, we are meat eaters. So I'll continue the tradition. So forefathers can also make mistake. So that is how just forefather, depending on what are the verdict of the forefather, is not the right decision to decide whether my actions are appropriate or not. Then he will tell karmaitat, not just kula uchitam, karma etat, this karma of yours. What karma? Dhruva killing the yakshas. Sad bigaritam, the scriptures, the sadhu. Sat matlab the scriptures and the sadhus. Both मिला के सत होता है. सत बिगरहितम. गर्हितम मतलब forbidden. बिगरहितम मतलब विशेष रूपेण गर्हितम. It is specifically forbidden by scriptures. What you are doing. Baddha eta upadevanam. These upadevas matlab yakshas. Upadevas matlab subordinate to demigods. Yakshas are above human being and subordinate to demigods. Upadeva. Baddho, आप इतने सारे उपदेव को मार रहे हैं. You are trying to kill them. Arabdhas kriteshanam, and they are sinless. They have not done anything. One yaksha killed your brother, so you catch that yaksha. You go and tell the yaksha, give me that yaksha, I will punish. But why you are killing so many sinless yakshas? So this is not accepted by scriptures. So first is accepted by the forefathers. We should not try to unnecessarily create another culture. We should see that our forefathers have created a culture and follow the path of how our forefathers have lived. Not thinking that, oh, we will start living a Gen X civilization completely different from how our forefathers have lived. But sometimes forefathers might have made mistake. So the basis of civilized life is not just kula, but the basis of civilized life is sad bigaritam. शास्त्र क्या बोलता है, साधु की वचन क्या है. So sometimes when we want to decide something in life, what to do, what not to do, first thing we should ask कि साधु वचन क्या है, शास्त्र वचन क्या है. What the scriptures are telling, what the sadhus are telling. This is very, very important. I am going to follow that. So this is the first most important principle. That whenever we want to do some action, it should go in our mind that whether scriptures are accepting this action or whether scriptures are forbidding this action. So this is the bottom line of deciding whether my action are proper or not proper. But problem is there are so many scriptures. If you read so many scriptures, you will find there are so many, some scriptures, they will tell that you can kill animals. That's how so many people kill animals. Then they'll say, अरे आप ही के शिव पुराण में, दुर्ग पुराण में लिखा हुआ है कि बलि देना चाहिए, बलि देके आप पशु को बलि देके you can eat and all those things. So then there are so many scriptures defined for so many people. So how do you know that which scripture? Because according to scripture, Dhruva Maharaj is a king, and a king should involve in fighting, warfare. And in the warfare, the king should kill the soldiers. So what Dhruva Maharaj is doing wrong according to scriptures? You are able to understand? What he is doing wrong? Nothing is doing wrong. So then why Swayambhuva Manu is interfering? So Dhruva Maharaj can question Swayambhuva Manu कि according to scriptures, if my brother is killed, my citizen is killed, I am a king, I am supposed to kill. I am supposed to, that's what Krishna said to Arjuna, yes? What Krishna said to Arjuna? Kill. So, if according to scriptures I should be killed, then I should kill others. So I am already involved in killing them, I am already involved in punishing them, and as I am a king, I have to punish. So that's why, though there are so many scriptures, the second level of understanding whether my actions are proper or not is what Swayambhuva Manu is speaking. Okay, we will just read the translation of Srila Prabhupada. Translation: My dear son, the killing of the sinless yakshas which you have undertaken is not at all approved by authorities, and it does not befit our family, which is supposed to know the laws of religion and irreligion. So it is not approved by authorities, not approved by scriptures, not approved by the saints and all those things. But sometimes scriptures are so many that it may become difficult to understand what is right scriptures, what is wrong, because scriptures are so many varieties. So the next is important. The next is higher principle than even the principle of just following scriptures. Okay? Nanyekasyaparadhena prasangad bahavo hata bhraturbadhabhitaptena tvayanga bhrartuvaschala. My dear son, it has been proved that you are very much affectionate towards your brother and are greatly aggrieved at his being killed by the yakshas. But just consider, he is telling, just consider the statement. For one yaksha's offense, you have killed many others who are innocent. So the second principle is not to unnecessarily hurt others. Scriptures may say certain things, but that scriptural injunction, the topmost scriptural injunction, is not to give pain to innocent people. So if we want to understand that whether my actions are proper or not, because many scriptures are telling many things, so then ask, am I giving pain to innocent people? Is my action giving some pain to innocent people? So this is the more better principle than just blindly following the scriptures. And that's how you will see that people were blindly following the Vedas, and by blindly following the Vedas, they were doing Pasu Bali. They were doing slaughter of all innocent animals. They were killing unnecessarily so many animals. Vedas are telling, do Pasu Bali. And then Buddha came and spoke this principle. Ahimsa paramo dharma. So Buddha came and Buddha said, Sadaya hridaya darshita pasughatam. In his heart, Lord's heart, he was feeling so bad. These are following my scriptures only, Vedas only, and trying to give so much of pain to others. They don't know that Vedas are supposed to make you come to a civilized status so that you don't give pain to anyone. If you are following Vedas and if you are giving pain to others, then you are not following the Vedas. If you are following the scriptures and you are giving pain to others, so you are not following especially pain to the innocent. You see the word innocent is mentioned, right? So, bahava hata bhrartu badha, you are giving so much of pain to the innocent. This is not scriptural injunction. Scriptural injunctions, the principle is we should see that how we are acting in such a way that we do not give pain to others. right? So this is a higher principle. Not just higher principle, actually this is the goal of the scriptures. The goal of the Dharma Shastras or the Manu Samhita or any other Shastras which create order in the society, the goal is to ensure that you do not give anyone pain. So if you are giving unnecessary pain to the yakshas, that means this is not Shastra Uchitam. This is forbidden by the scriptures. So this is the second principle we should see when we are doing any action. Okay, we will see the principles and then we will take some examples so that it becomes very clear to all of you. Okay. Yeah, so this is the third principle. Nayam margo hi sadhunam Rishikeshanuvartinam Yad atmanam paragriha Pasubad bhuta vaishasham. One should not accept the body as the self and thus, like animals, kill the body of others. This is especially forbidden by saintly persons who follow the path of devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So first is Dharma Shastra. The second level is the Shastras. Dharma Shastra you follow, you should ensure that you don't give any pain to anyone. But higher than that is devotional service to the Lord. You should see that whether your action is according to the Bhakti Shastras. So then the third level of the scriptures or the actions is whether my actions are certified by Vishnu, by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, Rishikeshanuvartanam, the words, purport, the words Sadhunam, Rishikeshanuvartinam are very significant. Sadhu means a saintly person. But who is a saintly person? A saintly person is he who follows the path of rendering service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Rishikesh. In the Narada Pancharatra, it is said, Rishikena Rishikesha Shevanam Bhakti Ruchyate. The process of rendering favorable service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead with one's senses is called Bhakti or devotional service. Therefore, why should a person who is already engaged in the service of the Lord engage himself in personal sense gratification? Dhruva, you are already doing Bhakti. Why you will be engaged in the lower things? Now you are already in the third level. Why you are going to the second level and first level and trying to claim yourself, I am a Kshatriya, I am supposed to establish law and order. Are you are not a Kshatriya, you are a devotee of the Lord. You are able to understand? First is that you are a Kshatriya, but you are not just a Kshatriya, you are a devotee Kshatriya. So you are supposed to behave completely differently than others. Okay. So the third principle is, we'll first take the principles, then we'll discuss more elaborately. The third principle is Bhakti Shastras or devotional service, whether my actions are taking me, are certified by the Supreme Personality of Godhead or not. And what is that certification of Supreme Personality of Godhead? So this is 11. What Supreme Lord certifies? Sarva Bhutatma Bhavena Bhutavasam Harim Bhava Aradhyapa Durardhyam Vishnustat Paramam Padam. Vishnustat Paramam Padam. So the third principle, Bhakti Shastra's principles are whether my actions are directed to take me to back to Godhead. Vishnu ki param padam milega ki nahi. So I may do certain actions, but whether those actions will take me to spiritual world, to take me to Vishnu Lok, or make me here live only. Dhruva, you should understand, if you behave like a Kshatriya and follow the Dharma Shastras properly, and you do not follow the Bhakti Shastras, you will stay in this world only. What is the use of life? The goal of life is to go back to Godhead, Dhruva. So this is a higher principle than following the moral laws, ethical laws, the Dharma Shastras. You are able to understand? The higher principle is following the certification of the Lord, doing devotional service and going back to Godhead. Right? So then what is the highest principle? The 12th one. We will read this purport also then. Satvam hareranudhyatas. Tatpumsam api samattaha. Katham tva avadyam kritavan. Anusikshan satam vratam. Satvam hareranudhyatas. Tatpumsa api sammataha. Katham tva avadyam kritavan. Anusikshan satam vratam. Translation. Because you are a pure devotee of the Lord is always thinking of you, and you are also recognized by all His confidential devotees. Your life is meant for exemplary behavior. I am therefore surprised. Why have you taken such an abominable task? Purport. Dhruva Maharaj was a pure devotee and was accustomed to always thinking of the Lord. Reciprocally, the Lord always thinks of those pure devotees who think of Him only 24 hours a day. As a pure devotee does not know anything beyond the Lord, so the Lord does not know anything beyond His pure devotee. Swayambhuva Manu pointed out this fact to Dhruva Maharaj. Not only you are a pure devotee, but you are recognized by all pure devotees of the Lord. So you should act always in such exemplary way that others may learn from you. Under those circumstances, it is surprising that you have killed so many faultless yakshas. So the highest principle is Suddha Bhakti Shastra, pure devotional literature. So the lowest principle is Dharma Shastras. And in the Dharma Shastras, higher principle is there are so many Dharma Shastras speaking this is Dharma, that is Dharma, this Dharma, that Dharma. You will get so much confused. What is Dharma Shastra speaking? So higher principle is that moral Shastras. There are so many Shastras, then there are moral Shastras. Moral Shastras speak about not giving pain to anyone. And like ahimsa paramadhanu, everyone should be happy, be good, do good. So that is higher. But that is not the highest principle. The highest principle is to not stay in this world, to go to Vishnupad by doing devotional service. But the highest principle is to render pure devotional service of the Lord. Okay. So now we will discuss on these four principles
take some different examples for the next 15 minutes, and then we'll take question answers. I hope everyone has understood these 4 levels of instruction which Swayambhuva Manu is giving to Dhruva Maharaj. So with these 4 levels of instructions, we'll go into discuss some examples. I'll give a very simple example. First is food, the action of eating food. Now what do the Dharma Shastras say? That your food should not give any pain. Your diet should not give any pain to others. It should be certified by scriptures. Now scriptures only certify that you can do animal sacrifice sometimes, and offering it to Kali or Chandi and all those things sometimes you can take. So that is the lowest, for the lowest category of people who just can't control anything. Then once in one Amavasya, once in a month, you can divide the meat into 8 parts, and one of the part you can take. Once in a month, Amavasya day, dividing the meat into 8 parts, one part will take. So imagine some goat is costing, I don't know what is the cost of goat and all those things. But so one will think, once in a month, Amavasya, divide the goat into 8 parts and only one part I will take, then why I will unnecessarily spend so much of money? So that's what we are telling. Don't unnecessarily spend money. Be a vegetarian. So we need to understand why the scriptures are telling. They are ultimately telling you to not do it. But because you are adamant to do it, then they are regulating. Like the parents. They are ultimately wanting that you don't play computer game. You go out and play. So you have to play computer game from 3:45 to 4:15, and within that 3:45 to 4:15 also you can only play this type of computer games, not violence involved computer games and this and that. मम्मी तो मैं खेलूंगा ही नहीं, आधा घंटा खेल के क्या फायदा, मन नहीं भरेगा. तो वही तो मैं बोला, मत खेलो, बाहर जाके खेलो. You're able to understand? So this is how the Dharma Shastras, they are speaking about how trying to restrict the living entity. And what is the higher principle about food? Our food should not give pain, right? So we should not give pain, we should do vegetarianism. And then people ask, oh, trees also have life. So the third principle is, we don't take vegetarianism, we offer to Krishna and do devotional service. And then whatever little bit is involved in acquisition of food, like if you kill the plants also you get some karma. So by offering it to Vishnu and taking prasadam, you don't get that karma. So this is third principle. Do devotional service. Take food, take prasad only. But the fourth principle is pure devotional service. Take that prasad which is very much loving to Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Not the Manchurian prasad, but Sak prasad. Sak sevane, Bhakti Vinod Thakur says, there are so many prasads. Everything is prasad. But when I am tasting this sak, I am always remembering how this sak Chaitanya used to love. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to love to eat this sak. And because Lord Chaitanya used to love to eat this sak, I am filled with so much of devotion, because Lord Chaitanya used to like it. So there may be so many different types of vegetarian food which are all prasadam, but pure devotional food means, does Krishna like it? Krishna likes a specific category of prasadam. For new people, we may eat all types of prasadam. Pizza, pasta, momo, lasagna, and these are all for new people. But if we want to go above devotee to pure devotee, then we should really think, Krishna loves lasagna or Krishna loves simple khichdi, little bit of rice, little bit of dahi arna, and little bit of simple prasad. Then we'll go to Vrindavan. So we have to understand there is devotional service, Govinda's prasadam, right? What is that? tikka and all those, what, grilled tikka and all the paneer tikka. Visma is telling. Visma knows all the intricacies. So there's paneer tikka and this grilled, and this is, and it has also a burnt smell is coming, and then there is simple rice, saag, and then this lauki and all this kept. So now what you will take depends on whether you are doing devotional, both are prasad only. Devotional service and pure devotional service. Now I am picking up some little sensitive issues, I can understand. But I am just trying to tell you the difference between devotional service and pure devotion. Now both are prasadam. There is no debate on whether pizza, when we offer, it is prasadam or not. It is perfect prasadam. It will take you to Vishnu Lok, but it may not take you to Vrindavan Lok. Because Vishnu Lok and Braj Lok is different. Devotional service and pure devotional service is different. Oh, Krishna just likes some little bit of dadiyan and little this. So I will just take because Krishna loves it. Because ultimately when I am going to Vrindavan, I will not find out the menu pizza kahan hai. I am just going to find out what Krishna is liking. So that's how in food there is gradation. Definitely, I am not denying that all of you don't take Govinda's prasadam. You take Govinda's prasadam, but you should know that where Govinda's prasadam is lying. It is in devotional service level. Now to go a little higher is saag. Like recently I was telling Mahapavan Nitai Prabhu, right now I'm feeling so satisfied. I was telling him, I'm feeling so grateful to you because you are preparing some saag for me, and little plain dal and little bit of rice which has nothing, and I am feeling so happy. And then I was telling him, you prepare different types of saag, and bas. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, there is verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita, direct verse. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was going to Vrindavan, on the way, Balabhadra Bhattacharya, what he would do, he would have carried some grains which they have done bhiksha, and he would prepare rice from that grains, and then he will collect some saag, he will collect some mool, kandamool, and boil those saag, and that boiled saag and all those things and that rice. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would every day eat it. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would embrace Balabhadra Bhattacharya after food every day, after lunch. Balabhadra, you are making me remember of Vrindavan just by making me feed all this type of food. In Jagannath Puri also, I have observed this. You will see there is so much of prasad that is offered, but what is called the Mahaprasad is that boiled dal without any chok, without any ghee. What the suar or the devotees, what they offer you is actually not what Jagannath takes. There is little bit of addition. They put little bit of chok, little bit of ghee in that, but actually that prasad actually which is offered to Jagannath, because Jagannath is Dwaraka Krishna and devotees in Puri want to remind Jagannath, who is Dwaraka Krishna, about Vrindavan. So Jagannath Puri is actually Vipralamba Dham. Means the devotees in Puri worship Jagannath and try to help Dwaraka Krishna remember about Vrindavan. That's actually the mood of Jagannath Puri, the devotees in which the service to Jagannath is rendered. And if you see all the most Mahaprasad, what is called, there is rice, and then there is dal, which has all boiled things. Nothing is put there. But just so that it gives a little bit of taste to all of you, the pujaris, after it is offered, comes back, they put little bit of ghee chok, and then they will give you little bit of salt, because the salt will be also less in that. And that is what Jagannath takes to remind about Vrindavan. So we may have a different varieties of prasadam and we may offer it to the Lord, but we must understand that a pure devotee understands that this is what Krishna doesn't like this. I may feed Krishna all these things and he may take it just so that I can get prasadam. But Krishna loves simple prasadam, some simple boiled vegetables, very simple prasadam. And if I love that, that is my expression of love to Krishna. Okay, sorry for elaborating on little bit of this sensitive principle on food, but we must understand that what is the difference between prasadam and pure devotional prasadam. This is what is being explained. Similarly, about serving our family members. Now, the lowest principle is, if we are human being, if we are just, you will see animals, their kids are born and everything. After the kids are little bit grown up, they forget all their mamata and everything. Then the kids are there on their own, and that's how we see the animalistic society has become in Western culture is also coming, that as soon as kids are 12 years of age, then they are on their own. So similarly, animal society, you will see that as soon as the kids little bit bada ho jata hai, there is no mamata. The mother doesn't feel any mamata. The mother fights with the kid. I have seen in the cows circle only. And cows are most evolved animals. What will happen in the lower animals? Dogs and all, the pigs and all, there is more horrible. But human beings are supposed to behave in a different way. Like my father, I am grown up so much. My father is so old. Still he is thinking, बेटा क्या होगा तुम्हारा फ्यूचर, बुढ़ापे में तुमको कौन देखेगा. I said, oh no, just father, think about your now, you plan your future, chant Hare Krishna, don't worry about me. ना बेटा क्या होगा तुम्हारा, तुम तो सोच नहीं रहा है, अभी तो इस्कॉन देख ले रहा है, तुम क्या करेगा बेटा, क्या करेगा बेटा. I am simply so much thinking about you. I want to keep some property for you, something for you. I said, I don't need anything. You do not. I am not your beta. I am a sannyasi now. Nana, you may think like this. I am your father. I cannot think like this. Correct? This is human being. You are able to understand now? Now he has gone to 75 years of age. I have become 35. But still that mamata is there. So this is Dharma Sastras. Dharma Sastras are beyond animalistic society. They will first make you human beings. Now devotional Sastra is the father telling to son, or the son telling to father, ki, Are, we are father son, or we are father mother, we are couple, but our goal of life is that we help each other to go back to Godhead. We are not staying here, this life you are my father, you are my son, this life you are my husband, you are my wife. What husband, wife, I remembered. Uddhar and Krishna Prabhu, did you remember your wife in your previous life? Yes, you might be wife only. You might not remember your husband or children, nothing. So this life, we have got a temporary phase of family life. Let us perform devotional service, help each other, and export everyone to spiritual world. Let me send my wife to in her own desired time, not before that. Let me send my wife to Bhagwan ke dham when the real time comes. Not before that. I understand sometimes we get frustrated and then we may think abhi se hi usko transport kar de. But what I am telling is, the goal of Dharma Sastras is इस दुनिया में अच्छे से रहो. हस्बैंड को वाइफ के साथ कैसे डील करना चाहिए, बहुत प्रेम से उसको कपड़ा देना चाहिए, उसको अलंकार देना चाहिए. He should give her ornaments. He should give her house. He should give her all comfort. This is how husband should behave with wife. No mention about any devotional service. How the wife should behave with the husband. Wife should speak sweet words. And that is how so many quarrels are happening now. because wife is not speaking sweet words. Bharya cha apriyavadini. Chanakya Pandit says if your wife is not speaking sweet words, it's better to go to forest and live like a monkey, like a sage, Banaprasthi, give up your grihastha ashram. So this is what Chanakya Pandit says. So now Bharya, the responsibility of the husband is to take care of the Bharya, the Stri, very nicely, give her all things, all the necessary things for her mind to be peaceful, body to be peaceful. Now, what is the responsibility of the wife? Priyavadini. So, she has to be always speaking sweet words, soft words, so that the male ego is always, kitna acha bolti hai. So, this is the duty of a wife, you know. Forget about cooking. Cooking तो कोई maid लगा के हो सकता है. Most important duty of the wife is that soft, sweet words to the husband. And the husband feels it's heaven. My goodness. But beyond heaven, what is Vishnu Loka is when the wife doesn't only speak sweet words, the wife encourages the husband to perform devotional service to the Lord, and the wife says, "Arey, we are husband and wife, we don't know what we were previous life. I may be wife of someone, you may be husband of someone, what we don't know. Let us perform devotional service. We have come together for 20 years, 30 years, we don't know how many. So in this 30 years, let us help each other, export each other to spiritual world, and then we will see meet there." So this is devotional Shastra. And pure devotional Shastra means sometimes we may, the goal is to love Krishna. Why I am loving my wife? Because Krishna wants, Krishna knows that she is a Vaishnavi. It is important that I love and respect. Generally, a husband would never respect a wife. Husband is, मैं बड़ा हूँ, husband क्या है? But a pure devotee husband respects the wife, puts dandavat to the wife. Dharma Shastras will never tell the husbands to put dandavat to the wives. This is nice balancing act. So Dharma Shastras will never tell a elderly person to touch the feet or put dandavat to a young person. Generally, in previous times, the age difference would be the husband would be little older and the wife will be little younger. And then the wives would put dandavat to the husband. But the basic principle is, if you are older in age, you should offer dandavat to who is younger in age. This is Dharma Shastras. But pure devotional service, the husband should understand that he is not my wife. She is a gopi, she is a Vaishnavi, and I should respect her as a Vaishnavi. And the wife also should understand that he is not a devotee, he is a Vaishnava, and trying to perform devotional service, I should respect him as a devotee of the Lord, not just husband, but helping me in practicing devotional service. He is a devotee of the Lord. He is trying to become a pure devotee of the Lord. It's my goal to respect him. So this is a pure devotee couple. And sometimes a pure devotional service transcends devotional service, and sometimes we may have to go above these material relationships. Like sometimes we see that husband and wife, in order to take care of service to Krishna, they may take Banaprastha ashram, and the way they leave Banaprastha ashram is they go and preach and everything, and then like Uttanapad, he didn't worry about Dhruva Maharaj कि अरे ध्रुव महाराज को शादी करना है. Now he is breaking the rule of Shastra, na? Correct? The Shastra says the father has to get his son married. Uttanapad didn't do that. He left because that is pure devotional service. Like gopis, the Shastra says that the ladies should follow the husband, follow the brothers, follow the fathers. But they didn't follow anyone. They just followed the Pancham Tan, the fifth note of Krishna's flute, and then they left everything. The Yajna Patnis, they left everything for Krishna. That is pure devotional service. Sometimes pure devotional service, people under direction and guidance may leave the material relationship for serving Krishna. That is not condemned. That is actually the highest. But it has to be done on very, very specific cases under superior guidance. But this is also an example where even material relationships are like some husbands have taken a permission from their wives in ISKCON, and their wives have blessed them, and then the husbands have taken early sannyas. There are so many examples in our ISKCON. So now the husband's goal is to actually take care of the wife, but with the highest goal is to actually serve Krishna. So in that way, sometimes that also happen, and that is actually the highest we should understand. Not just material relationships, serving the material relationship in relation with Vishnu, that is lower, and highest is to serve Vishnu on a pure level. So this is relationships. So I said about food, relationship, then I'll tell about spiritual commitments. Now, as far as spiritual commitments are concerned, the Dharma Shastras, they will say that you do your material duties very nicely. You take care of your father, mother, and then they'll say, if you take care of your father, mother, that is the goal of life. But we must understand taking care of father, mother, husband, wife is not the only goal of life. The higher goal of life is to go back to Godhead. And for going back to Godhead, we need to chant Hare Krishna. We need to have spiritual commitments in life. So that is higher. But the highest is not just to go back to Godhead and not just to be spiritually committed ourselves, but take others, as many as possible, to back to Godhead. That is pleasing to Vishnu. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, if you are reading my Bhagavad Gita, if you are trying to follow my Bhagavad Gita, give me Guru Dakshina. At least teach 4, 5, 10, 15, at least one person you teach Bhagavad Gita and make him my devotee. This is pure devotional literature. You are able to understand? Devotional thing means आप अपना भक्ति कर लिया, 16 माला कर लिया, दीक्षा ले लिया, हो गया. Pure devotional service means at least एक भक्त को तो मेरे साथ लेके जाऊंगा, अकेले नहीं जाऊंगा, उसको दिखाऊंगा कृष्णा, उसको भी लेके आया हूं, अकेले नहीं आया हूं. So this is pure devotional literature, that in our lifetime we should have a plan. Forget about lifetime, just like we are planning that I want to practice bhakti so that I want to go back to Godhead. I should have a plan that how many others I can pick up. These are all also fallen conditioned souls. I'll pick them up. So in this way, Swayambhuva Manu is trying to tell Dhruva Maharaj, you are a pure devotee. Krishna is always thinking about you. And because Krishna is always thinking about you, he will also think about your killing yakshas. What pain he will get in his heart when he sees that, Arey, mera Dhruva kya kar raha hai? And because of that, you refrain from all these activities. So we will conclude here. So we spoke about 4 progressive principles to understand whether my action is proper or not. The lowest principle is that it should follow the Dharma Shastras and we should behave like a human being. But human beings are of several categories. Dharma Shastras are of several categories. Sometimes some Dharma Shastras even recommend that you can kill animals. So then there is higher Shastra of not hurting anyone. That is a higher principle and just blindly following the scriptures. So scriptures are actually meant to follow this principle that we should love everyone, do good to everyone, not kill anyone, not give any pain to anyone. And the higher principle is that not just we do our material duties, love the husband, love the wife, love everyone, take care of the material duties. Higher principle is that have a plan to involve all your relationships and you go back to Godhead, ensure that everyone goes back to Godhead. And then the highest principle is not just you go back to Godhead, you please Vishnu by taking as many as people along with you to go back to Godhead. And with these principles, we saw 3 examples. One is about food, food as per Dharma Shastras, food as per devotion Bhakti Shastras, and food as per Sudha Bhakti Shastras. And then we also saw about relationship as per Dharma Shastras, relationship as per Bhakti Shastras, and relationship as per Sudha Bhakti Shastras. And then we saw in the end commitments, spiritual commitments according to Dharma Shastras, spiritual commitment according to Bhakti Shastras, and spiritual commitment according to Sudha Bhakti Shastras. So, the goal of life is to follow the Sudha Bhakti Shastra. Srimad Bhagavatam is a Sudha Bhakti Shastra. Dharma projita kaita vatro paramo nirmatsaranam satam. Srimad Bhagavatam has rejected all the lower dharmas. What are the lower dharmas? The Dharma Shastras dharma, then the Bhakti Shastras dharma, everything, all the lower dharmas are rejected, and Srimad Bhagavatam establishes pure dharma. This is a Suddha Bhakti. This is actually the only Suddha Bhakti Shastra created by Vyasdev, written by Vyasdev based on the discussion between Sukadev and Parikshit. So this is Nirmatsaranam Satam, Amala Puran. So we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, we should understand that the goal of Srimad Bhagavatam is to make us a pure devotee. Not make us go back to Godhead. That will anyway happen. But make us a pure devotee of the Lord and take us to Sri Vrindavan Dham and develop awakening of love for Krishna. So that we do everything for loving Krishna, to love Krishna and to experience the love of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. If I would have said something which is little kadwa and all, please forgive me in terms of food and in terms of all those things. We made an analysis today. Okay, so I don't deny that Govinda's food sometimes may be required. But as becoming serious devotees, trying to read and understand Srimad Bhagavatam, you should understand that our goal is Vrindavan Dham. And we should try to pick up the attire of Vrindavan. We should try to pick up the food of Vrindavan. Then you will more and more become Vrindavan conscious and please Krishna. So in that note, I said those things. Okay, don't try to misunderstand. Yes, so many questions have come. Yes, so Selja Mataji. And then Sunita Mataji. Yeah. Speak it loudly, speak it clearly.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes.
प्रभु जी मेरा एक डाउट है, जैसे हम लोग ध्रुव महाराज को बता देते हैं कि युद्ध में जो मारा, तो फिर अर्जुन भी तो कितने इनोसेंट पीपल को मारे थे युद्ध में।
Yeah.
ऐसा तो नहीं था कि सबने ऐसा किया था, क्योंकि युद्ध चल रहा था तो बहुत लोग मरे थे प्रभु जी।
Yeah.
They were innocent.
Yeah, correct. So that is how it is maybe against, to some extent, it may be little against the Dharma Shastras, but it is higher principle, the Bhakti Shastra, for Krishna's pleasure. Krishna is directly telling. That's how you are able to understand that how pure devotional Shastras are higher than the Dharma Shastras. If Krishna is coming directly and telling, kill your husband, kill your wife, kill your father, kill your guru, then you kill your guru. Not in dream. He has to come in person. And then you should not say, oh, Krishna came in dream and said, kill my husband, so I killed. This is not in dream. And that too, actually Prithu Maharaj, this is a reference also in Bhagavatam. Prithu Maharaj, when he is born, Prithu Maharaj is incarnation of God. And Prithu Maharaj starts directing everyone as God, telling, I am God, and I am telling you, you have to do this, you have to do that. Then Brahmaji comes, and Brahmaji checks the hand signs, leg signs, all the signs, and then Brahmaji satisfies, ye Bhagwan hai, iska baat mano. So it's not that Krishna comes and says anyone that I am Krishna, we will just follow. Krishna also has some signs in his palms, in his feet. There are certain signs. So you have to check that also, and then you can follow the instruction of killing your relatives, killing everyone. So that is how the Bhagavad Gita is Sudha Bhakti Sastra or the Bhakti Sastra. It's not Dharma Sastra. According to Dharma Sastra, yes, that's true, that certain people all were not involved in doing problems to Draupadi. But everyone, and because that thing happened, everyone who got killed in Kurukshetra war got elevated. This is when Krishna gives you punishment. When Krishna gives you punishment, then you get elevation. We give punishment, we get degradation. Krishna gives punishment, people got elevated. All the people who were involved in Kurukshetra war, their all sinful activities, everything got relieved. Right? Okay. So this is how Dharma Sastras are lower and Suddha Bhakti Sastras are higher. Okay? Yeah. Sorry? Yeah, so the details are given by the Guru. That's why Krishna sends in our life Guru, and details we can check with the Guru. What is Krishna's will in our life? Krishna sends the Guru. Okay? Yes. Hari Bol, Dandavad. Yes, Sunita Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji,
Dandavad.
Prabhuji, अभी तो कोई गॉड नहीं होता है, but in practical life, if like someone has murdered someone's family member, so they have right to like take the action directly. Like Yaksha, they killed Uttama. So Dhruva Maharaj then killed back so many Yakshas. But we don't have right to like take action directly. There are laws, we have to take action through the laws only. So how did it justifies killing back the Yakshas because they killed them?
Yeah, so that's what Swayambhuva Manu is basically telling ki Dhruva, your action is not justified by the Dharma Sastras, your action is not justified by the Bhakti Sastras, your actions are not justified by the Suddha Bhakti Sastras. So they are not justified. So sometimes actions are not justified by Dharma Sastras, but if they are justified by higher Sastras like Bhakti Sastras, we can do it. Sometimes actions are not certified by Bhakti Sastras, but if you are certified by Suddha Bhakti Sastra, like Gopi's actions in Ras Leela, it is not certified by Dharma Sastras, it is not certified by Bhakti Sastras, it is certified by Suddha Bhakti Sastras. So then Gopi's action are, because they are certified by Suddha Bhakti Sastras, okay, ठीक है, गोपी ने सही किया. रात के अंधेरे में हस्बैंड लोगों को छोड़ के कृष्ण के पास गए, ये कौन से शास्त्र में सर्टिफाई हुआ? Neither Dharma Sastras nor Bhakti Sastras, but Suddha Bhakti Sastras, yes. So these are three higher levels of Sastras, and Swayambhuva Manu is telling all these three higher levels, no one is certifying your action. No Sastras will certify your action, that's why it is wrong. You're able to understand?
Yes.
And as far as we do not have law, so Dhruva was king. He is supposed to ensure that the law is given. So similarly, we have the justice system and the judge and all those things. So we can take their help if someone did some injustice to us. But that doesn't mean that the son did injustice to me. I will give pain to the father. I'll give pain to the mother. I'll give pain to the. This is not proper. This is how today's world it happens. You know, I recently one person was telling the wife, the husband did something to the wife, and then the wife put a case on the husband, put a case on the father-in-law and the mother-in-law, and this and that. Everyone is in jail. And actually the father-in-law and mother-in-law, they're faultless. So this is not certified by Dharma Shastra. Okay, the husband did something. You take action against the husband. Why do you put a, लोगों का होता है ना, दिखा दूंगा तुम्हारा पूरा परिवार बर्बाद कर दूंगा. तो उसी तरह उसी कॉन्टेक्स्ट में ध्रुव महाराज भी जा रहे थे. मेरे भाई को मारा, एक को नहीं, सबको मार दूंगा, तुम्हारा वंश निपात कर दूंगा. ऐसे होता है ना गुस्सा. तो वही so that's what we also sometimes show that कि तुमने ऐसे किया, तुम्हारा पिता, तुम्हारा भाई, तुम्हारा बहन, सबको जेल में डाल के रख दूंगा मैं. So this is not proper. और जो आपको के साथ गलती किया है उसी को वो करो. So that's why Swambhu Manu is telling it is wrong. Is it clear? Yeah, Udharan Krishna Prabhu, then Sanjukta Mataji, then Nidhi Mataji, then Monali Sant Mataji. Like that will come.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Dandavad.
Prabhu, we see that practicing devotee, they are trying to fall under the first three categories. Like doing things about the scriptures. Okay, now previously we were doing according to other scriptures, but now we are at least following some Sattva scriptures and not hurting innocent, and also trying to do devotional service to Lord, what Lord is Lord approves the action. But doing pure devotional service, especially in this Grihastha life, how we can move to that level? Is it a gradual transition, or it can only be done one first?
So the first simple doing pure devotional service is getting up in the morning and putting mutual dandavat to husband and wife. Can you not do this? Is this very difficult? Do Panchang Pranam to your wife, and wife does Panchang Pranam to husband. Is it difficult? So as we go up, the Dharma Shastras, following the Dharma Shastras is most difficult. Following the Bhakti Shastras is simple. Following the Suddha Bhakti Shastra is the simplest. The simplicity goes in hierarchy order upward. Dharma Shastra will say, ये करना, वो नहीं करना, ये करना, बहुत इतना सारा rules, regulations, my goodness. But Suddha Bhakti Shastra, very simple. Just by putting dandavat to your wife, seeing her as Vaishnavi, you are following the Suddha Bhakti Shastra. So don't think that the Suddha Bhakti Shastras are going to be difficult than the Dharma Shastras. They are going to be simpler than the Dharma Shastras. They are going to be more efficient and easier than the Dharma Shastras. But they are going to be easier for your mind, for your body, but it will be very difficult for your ego. Like for example, the Suddha Bhakti Shastra says, कुछ fasting कुछ जरूरत नहीं है, take Vishnu Prasad, chant Hare Krishna. Very nice for your body. Dharma Shastra will say, अगर आपको धाम में जाना है, like Chaitanya Charitamrita it is said, Pratap Rudra Maharaj is asking to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Are, when someone comes to the dham, then one should fast, and one should go and save, one should take bath. And these devotees of Chaitanya, they are running towards Chaitanya's house, and I am seeing so much of prasadam is coming to Chaitanya's house. पेट भर भर के खा रहा है ये कौन सा भक्त है, ये कौन सा धाम यात्रा है? Because Dharma Shastras and Bhakti Shastras both say that if someone is going to dham, the day when he is reaching the dham, he should fast, and he should shave up his head, take bath, and go to do Vishnu Darshan, and then take prasad. And these people are not following Dharma Shastras, Bhakti Shastras. What they are doing? And then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya says, they are following Prema Shastra, Suddha Bhakti Shastra. Their love for Lord Chaitanya is so much that Lord Chaitanya is offering them Khaja of Jagannath. What they will follow the Dharma Shastra? Lord Chaitanya gave me with his own lotus hands this Khaja. I will have to take it. This is Suddha Bhakti Shastra. You tell me, for the body, Suddha Bhakti Shastra is easy or the Dharma Shastra is easy?
Shuddha Bhakti, sir.
Yeah, but for your ego, Dharma Shastras will be easy. Suddha Bhakti Shastras will be very, very difficult. So, following the Suddha Bhakti Shastra is actually simpler. The techniques are very, very simpler. So, as a Grihastha, the first principle we can do is that to remind ourselves that I am a Vaishnava and I am dealing with a Vaishnavi, with a Gopi, with a Vaishnavi of Vrindavan. So that, and how that will come? By following the etiquettes. Sometimes we think that, okay, that etiquette has to be followed beyond the family. When I come and meet Sri Nitai Das, I will put Dandavat. And when I'm meeting my husband and when I'm meeting my wife, we are all husband and wife. Then you are following Dharma Shastras only. We are not husband and wife. And you start this simple action in home, putting Dandavat, getting up and putting Dandavat. After taking bath, putting Dandavat. The simple action, these etiquettes are very simple, but they create such powerful transformation in our egos. So this is simple. Similarly, putting tilak always in the home and telling husband, wife, family members to always put tilak. Okay, when we are going out for the job, we may have to remove the tilak and all those things. But in home, we put tilak. Wearing devotional dress in home. Always wearing devotional attire in home, which reminds us of Vrindavan. Taking simple prasad in home. These are all simple things wherein even Grihastha life, we can easily perform Suddha Bhakti Shastras. We may not be fasting. We may not be doing big actions. But these small actions, wearing simple dhoti kurta, and the Mataji is wearing also simple things, not the sorts, this, that, so many things what people wear nowadays. So wearing the simple attire, doing the simple etiquette of putting Dandavat, doing some simple kirtans in home. This is Suddha Bhakti Shastra. Any Grihastha can do. You do not have to spend only money. You tell me what money will go out of your pocket if you put Dandavat to Poonam. Nothing. So Suddha Bhakti Shastras are simpler, more easier to perform than the Bhakti Shastras and the Dharma Shastras. And they are more powerful also. So simple techniques of the attire we are living, the food we are eating, the way we are speaking to each other, how we speak, how we interact, everything with the simple little bit of changes. Like I saw Dwarkadhish Prabhu and Mataji had come. The interactions were so nice. They are husband and wife. Right? So amazing. So like when they come to Calcutta, I was talking with them, asking them, Ki Prabhuji, give some time more to Calcutta. We have so many grihasthas. And then they tell me, yes, I'll come and I'll visit the homes. We'll visit homes. Tell us 4 to 5 homes which we can visit every day. And 3 days, if we come, then 12 homes we can visit. And in that discussion, we'll discuss. But when closely observing, you will see that they're following pure devotional service. Life is so simple. They're not doing something very, very great and extraordinary, chanting 64 rounds. And I have seen people who have been chanting 64 rounds even in Brahmachari ashram. They don't follow the simple things which are Suddha Bhakti Shastras. It's not that by chanting 64 rounds, you will please the Supreme Lord. You can. But these simple things. Vrindavan is the most simplest place. And the principles involving Vrindavan is also very simple. But it is very tough for our ego. Following the Dharma Shastras is easier for our ego, but following Suddha Bhakti Shastra is very, very tough. Like why I'm telling this principle, if any couple follows the simple principle of take bath and put dandavat and really, fold your hands, I'm so fortunate that I'm associating with I have got a wife who's actually a devotee of the Lord. This simple etiquette of following it every day, you will see that your life will be transformed to a pure devotee couple. You don't have to do big things. You don't have to chant 64 rounds. You can, if you get time, you should chant 64 rounds or 128 rounds or whatever. But these simple things of how we interact, how we respect each other, that can help us. Okay? So in Grihastha ashram you can do, in Brahmachari ashram we can do, everyone can do. Yes. Okay. Yes, Sanjukta Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Suppose I have a question in my mind. So like Dhruva Maharaj has seen Lord Vishnu face to face. But जब वरदान दे रहे थे तब सेकंड या थर्ड में वो बता रहे थे कि ऐसे तो उत्तम का डेथ होगा. And then Dhruva Maharaj started fighting again reactions. Again जब मनु आया तब थर्ड प्रिंसिपल में ये बता रहे थे कि your actions should be satisfied by Lord Vishnu. Then युद्ध करने का क्या मतलब था?
That is how, as devotees, it's a very nice question. That is how our devotees, we should understand, we should never aspire to stay in this Maya Dham. It's so dangerous. Krishna himself had said to Dhruva that aapka uttam marega, ye karega. That means Dhruva forgot. We may say destiny, this and that. कितना अच्छा होता मैं अगर एस्ट्रोलॉजर मेरा डेस्टिनी बता देता तो मैं सेन होता. ध्रुव महाराज को पूरा डेस्टिनी पता था. इज ही बिहेविंग सेन? ही इज कंप्लीटली बिहेविंग इनसेन. So don't think going to an astrologer and understanding your future will make you sane. Dhruva Maharaj didn't go to the astrologer, he went to the supreme of astrologer, Yogeshwar Krishna, who knows Trikal Yagni, who knows past, present, future. He told everything that will happen to Dhruva. Still, the illusion of this world is so strong that one can completely forget and overpower. So that is how we should never aspire. No sane devotee aspires to stay in this world. He understands this world is not fit for devotional service. Let me go to spiritual world. There I can do devotional service without anxiety. So it's very, very risky. This world is completely filled with, imbued with forgetfulness of Krishna. This is how even Dhruva Maharaj also forgot. अरे भगवान ने बोला था मरेगा, अब भगवान ने बोला मर गया, अभी क्या एक्शन लेना? He forgot that principle. And when Swayambhuva Manu is coming and reminding him, he remembered. So the example of Dhruva Maharaj is to show the example of a practicing devotee, of example of a sadhaka. And the example of Prahlad Maharaj is to show the example of a pure devotee. And that is how the example of Dhruva Maharaj is very much, we can relate. The example of Prahlad Maharaj is very difficult to relate. हर समय बचपन से ही वो ख्यालों में रहते थे भगवान का. Very difficult to relate. But Dhruva Maharaj's story is very easier to relate because it is about us. Sometimes we hear some instructions from Guru, still we make mistakes. Sometimes we hear some instructions from scriptures, some classes, ki this you have to do, still we make mistakes. Just like Dhruva Maharaj is making mistakes. But Dhruva Maharaj making mistake and our making mistake, the difference is Dhruva Maharaj is wholeheartedly accepting his mistakes and telling, yes, galti ho gaya aur nahi karunga. And we do not wholeheartedly accept our mistakes. So this is the difference between Dhruva and all of us. But Dhruva Maharaj's story Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to again and again read to help us understand that how important Dhruva Maharaj's story is for all of us who are sadhakas. And as sadhakas, we are going to commit mistakes. As sadhakas, we are going to forget Krishna's instruction, just like Dhruva Maharaj forgot Krishna's instruction, Uttama is going to die and behave in insane way. But then if we have people like Swayambhuva Manu, like Guru Vargas, they will remind us. At least we forget Krishna's instruction, but we should not forget the Guru. If at least Guru is there and if we have good relationship with him, then we are saved. Otherwise, we have no hope. So Swayambhuva Manu is acting as Guru for Dhruva Maharaj, and he is reminding him of the Krishna's instructions. And then Dhruva Maharaj will see the next section in the next class. He is speaking, oh, thank you for helping me remind what is Krishna's instructions. I will definitely do that. Sorry, I made a mistake. Yeah. Okay. Hare Krishna. Yes, Poonam Mataji, and then Nidhi Mataji will end. It's 8 o'clock.
Hare Krishna Guru.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
It is that, like we were reading in the reading class, that Krishna saved Kunti's children, Kunti Devi's children. Devi's children even saved because her husband was there and Kunti Devi's husband was not there. So, like according to Shastras, we should be in shelter of sun only. But the gopis, they left their husbands and children and went with Krishna.
Yes.
So, where these principles are applying, and in the real life also, it will have a difference if our husband is a devotee.
Yeah, that's a very nice question. So, Mataji is basically asking that the gopis left the husbands, and scriptures say that the wife and husband should remain in each other's shelter and care and like that. But imagine if the wife is non-devotee or the husband is non-devotee. Is it recommended that the husband leave the wife or the wife leave the husband and find out some devotee partner and give divorce to it? Is it recommended? Completely not. It is not at all recommended like that. Gopi's case study is a specific case study where Krishna is personally involved. And when Krishna is personally involved, it is a specific case. We should never take Gopi's example that you see gopis left their husbands were not allowing them. The Yagyapatnis left their husbands were not allowing them to go to Krishna. The Yagyapatnis left their husband, gave divorce. So I should also give divorce and go. This is completely not the right lesson from these stories. So,
Prabhuji, no, that was not the question. The question was if the husband is devotee, then
okay, let me first explain about husband not a devotee, and then I'll explain about husband a devotee. Okay, because let me first explain the difficulty, and then husband is a devotee, then it's little simpler. So husband is not devotee or wife is not devotee. There is no question of separation, right? So and one can keep proper boundaries. Okay, so this is what my principles are. I will follow. I will do my material duties very nicely as husband and wife and all those things. And I support you in your material duties. You support whatever is required. Give me freedom about practice of devotional service. That has to be clear-cut agreement. There is no question of giving up and all those things. So we must follow the Dharma Sastras very nicely. And Suddha Bhakti Sastras have to be done and followed with great caution, great caution. One time, Srila Prabhupada disciples, one neighbor एक temple का neighbor come and complained to Srila Prabhupada and said कि Swami ji, your disciples are entering my garden and plucking all the flowers. And Srila Prabhupada became very angry. Arey, you are going to their garden and plucking their flowers, and how? Prabhupada, Isavasyam idam sarvam. Everything is property of Krishna only. And we are taking it and giving it to Krishna only. Prabhupada said, Arey, I taught you Isavasyam idam sarvam. And I am supposed to give you the explanation whom to apply Isavasyam and not to apply. Huh? So, we should understand that pure devotion, just say I was telling na, from Dharma Shastra to Bhakti Shastra to Suddha Bhakti Shastra, simplicity increases and sensitivity also increases. It becomes more sensitive. Dharma Shastras, you can close your eyes and follow. There will be no problem. But Bhakti Shastras, you require a guru. Suddha Bhakti Shastra, you require personal guidance of guru to follow Suddha Bhakti Shastra. Otherwise, there will be problem. So, now if a devotee husband is there, you can ask your question. What will happen to that devotee husband?
Prabhuji, like if it is mercy of Krishna and son also born, husband also born, then what has to be done?
Yeah. So if the husband also gone, son has also gone, and our son maybe not be practicing devotional service, what the lady is going to do in the old age if she is a devotee? That's your question?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, so the lady should tie up with some Banaprasthi couple. Like we have some ladies like that. So they tie up with some couples, either Banaprasthi couple or Grihastha couples. So they tie up with some Banaprastha couples or Grihastha couples, and they work with those Grihastha couples. Just like I, as a sannyasi, scripture says everyone should get married. There is no question of the sannyas, all those things. Especially in Kali Yuga, no question of sannyas. Sannyas is barjit in Kali Yuga. There is no question of sannyas in Kali Yuga. This is what scripture says. Everyone should get married in Kali Yuga. But now I have taken sannyas for serving the society. Now it's a dangerous situation. I am not following the Dharma Shastras. But on the strength of the Suddha Bhakti Shastra, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas, Bhakti Siddhanta took sannyas, I am taking sannyas. But then I need the support system. And that's why whatever I do it through all of your help. You have seen always, किसी माता जी से बात करना है, through some Prabhujis, I will talk, through the husband, or I will go to an office, go to some contacts only through some person, right? So, if you are breaking Dharma Shastras to follow the Suddha Bhakti Shastras, like the Dharma Shastra says, you should not take sannyas. Suddha Bhakti Shastras, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas, and all of us are taking sannyas. But then we require the support system. Similarly, Dharma Shastra says that the lady should always remain with the grown-up son or husband. Imagine grown-up son is not there, husband is also gone. Then the lady should tie up with, and lady is a devotee. She wants to practice devotion. The lady should tie up with a Grihastha couple. And by tying up with the Grihastha couple, the lady should report everything to the Grihastha couple. That and the Grihastha couple should become the host of this lady and arrange different seminars, workshops for this lady, and this lady can preach, practice devotional service, and the lady should hand over all his whatever little bit properties he has and everything under the custody of the Grihastha couple. The Grihastha couple has to be very trustworthy, and then under their care, that Grihastha couple, the lady should start preaching, and this is how the lady can leave Banaprasthi ashram or sannyas ashram without, if she is not having a husband. And there are so many ladies also in ISKCON like that who do that, who report to certain Grihastha couples or Banaprasthi couples, and they are remarkable preachers, revolutionary preachers in our society. but all their accounts, finances, everything is taken care by the grihastha couple. Just like my account, I do not have a bank account. All my accounts of where I am going, everything is documented by Pavan Krishna Prabhu, Karan Prabhu. They are doing all this documentation. कहाँ कैसा 1 रुपए जो खर्चा हुआ है सब documented है. If one rupee is spent, it is documented. So who is documenting? I am not documenting. Someone is documenting for me. So exactly. So that means I am surrendered myself to a support system so that I can preach. So similarly, a devotee Mataji also, if she has lost husband and she has no grown-up son, or the grown-up sons are not interested to support her devotional service, whatever sons give that lady ki mummy ye aapka hai point, so she should take all the account and report to some grihastha couple and continue preaching. Yes. So it's not necessary that you have to be under a husband. You have to be under someone. Like, it's not necessary that I have to be under brahmachari ashram, or traditionally the sannyasis, there were no brahmachari ashrams as such. The sannyasis were moving always, but they will always remain under the grihasthas, under the protection of the grihasthas for their nourishment. They will never maintain any separate account or anything. Whatever जो भिक्षा मिल गया माते वो दे दीजिए. भवती भिक्षाम देही. The sannyasis will go, माते थोड़ा भिक्षा दे दो, मैं बस आपके ग्राम में आया हूँ, थोड़ा भिक्षा लेके खाके मैं आपके ग्राम में प्रचार करूंगा, फिर 2-3 दिन रहूंगा, फिर चला जाएंगे. 3 दिन से ज्यादा एक ग्राम में नहीं रहते थे सन्यासी लोग. So the sannyasis to take, the grihasthas are actually supposed to give shelter to all the 3 classes. The grihasthas are supposed to give shelter to brahmacharis, to the sannyasis, and to the vanaprasthis. Material shelter I am talking about. I am not talking about spiritual shelter. And the sannyasis are supposed to give spiritual shelter to all the other 3 ashramas. So if a lady is there like that, she wants to live like a sannyasi, yes, she can live like a sannyasi. If the husband is not there and children have grown up and their duties are over, she can report just like I am reporting to grihasthas. She can find out one, 2 grihastha couples. She can report, hand over all her accounts to those grihastha couple. But those grihastha couple have to be also very trustworthy. And then it's possible. That means all of you should understand as grihasthas what responsibility you have, and how much exemplary and trustworthy you should be. And if you, we create certain categories, these categories of these trustworthy grihasthas, we can do so much of service. Rather, these grihasthas are supposed to take care of the 3 classes, all the 3 ashramas. The Banaprastha ashram is non-existent. The sannyas ashram is non-existent because grihasthas are not doing their duty. If grihasthas, they do their duty and understand that they have to give shelter to Banaprasthas, sannyasis, brahmacharis, then they will also, now abhi 99.99% is grihastha ashram only. There is no brahmachari ashram, there is no Banaprastha ashram, there is forget about sannyas ashram, is gone case only. Why? Because grihasthas are not doing their duties. Grihasthas are supposed to train their kids in brahmachari ashram. If I talk with any parent's son, the parents become so insecure. अरे प्रभु जी बात कर रहे हैं, शायद ब्रह्मचारी बना देंगे. अरे ब्रह्मचारी बना देंगे क्या? वो ब्रह्मचारी है अभी, 25 साल तक उसको ब्रह्मचारी रहना है. बना क्या देंगे? क्या बना देंगे? कोई ब्रह्मचारी बना सकता है? आपने मेरे को बनाया ब्रह्मचारी? मैं ऐसे ही हूं बचपन से. So the parents get so panicky. अरे मेरा बच्चा प्रभु जी के साथ क्यों बात कर रहा है? प्रभु जी ब्रह्मचारी बना देंगे. अरे तुम्हारा बच्चा ब्रह्मचारी है, तुम ब्रह्मचारी की तरह नहीं रख रहा है उसको. हम गाइडेंस दें कैसे रखना चाहिए. And then उसके बाद, because he doesn't follow the brahmachari principles which he is supposed to follow in his student life, so much problem happens. So much problem happens. So we should understand that the parents should happily give their sons to the brahmacharis and sannyasis. Please train them in Brahmacharya principle. Both the ladies, the parents should hand over their ladies to other ladies, senior ladies. Are please train my daughter in Brahmacharya principle. Brahmacharya principle is not for the boys only, it's for both boys and girls. And so Grihastha ashram is not supporting the Brahmacharya ashram. Banaprastha ashram, जैसे ही parents old हो जाते हैं, Grihastha ashram is not supporting the Banaprastha ashram. Now forget about sannyasis. So then we are, as Grihasthas, if you do our duty, then all these ashramas will start picking up, sprouting. Brahmacharya ashram will become nice. Banaprastha will become nice. Sannyas ashram will be there. And these ashrams are very, very required for the social stability. Brahmacharya ashram is not there. Brahmacharya ashram is the foundation of all the ashramas. Boys and girls are not following the celibacy. And that's how all problems are happening. All problems are happening. And who is supposed to do that? The Grihasthas. I'm there. How many parents will send? I can ensure. I'll tell you. I can ensure that your son gets into some engineering college, gets into some proper college and everything. But still, how many parents will hand over their sons to me to train them in right principles? No one will send. Let's say I give guarantee that not just I will teach your sons in Sanskrit and Bhagavad Gita and scriptures, I will also ensure that he gets a very good marks. He will get very good marks in school. He will excel in school. He will join some college and something. That also I'll ensure. Still no parents will give. ना हमारा बच्चा क्या पता नहीं प्रभु जी ब्रह्मचारी बना देंगे. Right? Okay, selling at what age we can send Prabhuji? Not right now. Right now you have to get purified by both of them. When the right age come, I'll tell you. But we have to create that system. We have to create that system. Let's say one of you take that charge of creating that sort of a Gurukul, and we get all our Grihastha children from everywhere, and they study in Calcutta only. And then they study under not their parents, they study under another Grihastha couple. The Gurukuls used to be run by not the sannyasis, they used to be run by the Grihastha couples, one Grihastha couple or Banaprasthi Grihastha couple. There are so many Banaprasthas, retired members, right? They come and take care of the children. They will also get engagement. Otherwise, they are eating their head of their son and daughter-in-law. They will get some engagement, right? Take care of the children. And the parents are also free. The children have gone, and they will go once in 2 months, once in 3 months to their house, visit and come back. And then the boys are separate, the girls are separate. And we create a Brahmacharya ashram, you will see all other problems of all other ashramas will go away. All other problems. His Holiness Bhakti Brihad Bhagavat Swami Maharaj, very senior sannyasi in ISKCON, who gives a lot of training seminars. So he was giving a seminar to all of us. He was telling that all problems in this world is because we do not have Brahmacharya ashram now. We do not have Brahmacharya ashram for boys. We do not have Brahmacharya ashram for girls. And we are putting boys and girls in their teenage together. My goodness, in teenage, the boy is in fire. The hormones are in fire. And the girls' hormones are in fire. I don't know whether you are understanding what I am telling. It's in fire. And we put both the fire together, and we expect that some good thing is going to come out. Some good. So it is like ruthless. Modern education system is ruthless. Putting the boys and girls in teenage when their passion and hormones are in fire, and then expecting that they have to study. How they will study? And that's why so many suicides are happening. Because we are putting our children in ruthless environment. We are putting our children to get slaughtered by the hormonal agitation and expecting that you perform. सांड है क्या, गाय है क्या? जैसे लाइक यू नो, गाय घोड़े को अगर खाना नहीं देंगे एंड चाबुक मारेंगे, चलो चलो चलो, मर ही जाएगा वो. वही हो रहा है, मर जा रहे हैं बच्चे. Is this saneness from our parents as grihasthas? You should think. What type of saneness is this? Putting our kids into such dangerous, ruthless. These hormones are so agitating, and then they're killing each other. They're killing themselves, committing suicides. They're not able to succumb to the pressure, because first of all there is hormonal pressure from within. उसको इस सस्टेन करने के लिए इट इज सो डिफिकल्ट, एंड देन देयर इज प्रेशर कि पढ़ाई भी करना है उसके साथ. कैसे करेगा आदमी? This modern education is ruthless, cruel. This co-ed education is cruel, putting boys and girls to succumb to their hormonal agitations and demanding perform. So to yourself, create your career. Arre, what career he will create? Vichara. That's why he is committing suicide. And then when he is committing suicide, just see committing suicide. Arre, you parents, you are responsible. We as society, we are responsible by creating these co-ed schools, by making boys and girls study together. We are responsible for them to commit suicide. We are sending them to get slaughtered by the material energy, by the hormonal agitation. So we as grihasthas, we should understand that if we really want to do some service to the society, we should create individual co-ed, not co-ed, individual schools for boys and girls, and train them in professional education, and also train them in scriptural education. Then you will see all society problems. The grihastha couple fight will end. The divorces will end. The Banaprastha ashram will start sprouting again. Because these boys and girls have stayed in Brahmacharya ashram, they will get Banaprastha. They will get frustrated in Grihastha ashram. When they'll get frustrated, they'll remember, अरे कितना अच्छा था, प्रभु जी के साथ में रहता था, मेरे को भी अभी बानप्रस्थ रहना है. तो he will tell his wife, अभी ये छोड़ो, सब प्रचार करते हैं, प्रभु जी देखो कितना प्रचार कर रहे हैं. How that thing will come when they have stayed, na? They have no experience in brahmachari life about what is living a life for Krishna and Guru. How they will give up their grihastha ashram, become vanaprasthis? Tell me. So that's why as parents, you should really think. At least we should create some summer module for the kids to begin with. At least some summer module we should create, where the entire 1 month they are staying not with the parents, with under some grihastha couple. They are staying with strict regulation. The girls are staying separate. The boys are staying separate. No mobile, nothing. Get up early in the morning. And if you can create this, at least in the summer, I'll tell you, it will, and those kids, they will enjoy. Right? This is the problem. Hare Krishna. Sorry, I went completely different, but my blood boils seeing the way our parents are putting pressure on their kids. They're so insensitive. They're not understanding what their teenage son and daughter they're going through inside, internally in their heart. When a young boy is there, as soon as he comes in touch with a young girl, he forgets, the boy and girl, they forget everything. And when they are forgetting everything, the parents are putting pressure. क्यों तुम पढ़ाई नहीं कर रहा? अरे कैसे पढ़ाई करेगा? नहीं कर पाएगा. You are ruthless parent, ruthless teacher, not understanding क्यों पढ़ाई नहीं कर पा रहा है. बेचारा कैसे पढ़ेगा? इतना अंदर agitation है, नहीं कर पाएगा. And I have seen when somehow personally I didn't go through the teenage period. I don't know why, maybe because of my previous devotional service or whatever. I never went through teenage period that, I was looking what will happen with the girls and this and that. But I saw my friends. My goodness, what a tough time they were having. What a tough time. Both my sisters I saw, what tough time they used to have in their teenage. And I used to philosophically wonder, kya chal raha hai ye? In my childhood, I philosophically wonder, क्या हो रहा है? ये लोग को एक साथ डाल दिया गया है. ये लोग और कुछ सोच ही नहीं पाएंगे. एक साथ young boy and young girl, they can't think anything else other than just, गपशप करेंगे, थोड़ा enjoy करेंगे. That's how this agitation is within. And एक साथ डाल दिया, फिर बोला पढ़ो. Think about something higher, your career. अरे क्या higher देखेगा वो? उसका आंख बंद हो गया है. So we need to, as parents, understand this principle. We are ruthless parents. We're not understanding how difficult for a boy to read in a co-ed school in teenage, and that too in most of the schools nowadays. If you do not have a girlfriend, if you're not going for dating, you are considered outcast. क्या करेगा वो तो करेगा ही dating. Who doesn't want friends? But in brahmachari gurukuls, where the boys and girls are going to different gurukuls, so if a person is reciting Sanskrit sloka and not able to recite Sanskrit, he will be considered outcast. So क्या करेगा वो? Sanskrit sloka recite करेगा. So we need to create professional education system under a devotional environment with boys and girls separate. If we can create that, I think that will be the best contribution for all of us as grihasthas in the Asosmi family. If we can create a model for all other ISKCON or all other world to follow, that it's possible. Okay, Hare Krishna. Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, I am having one question with the continuation of Punam Mataji's question.
Yes.
Suppose a family, okay, those who doesn't have a son, they have a only daughter. Or maybe the son was there, but currently he is not there, but they have another daughter, and now the daughter gets married, right? Now that Mataji's husband or son is not there, and her daughter got married. So that Mataji, she can take shelter to the son-in-law.
Okay. Yes. Mataji can take shelter of the son-in-law. Son-in-law also has to be Namo Mahavadanyaya. The son-in-law should not give shelter to the mother-in-law thinking that so much property is there and that's why I'm giving shelter. So that Vadanyaya principle should be there. Sometimes son-in-laws are very greedy and they haunt for those daughters who have such case studies. They're single daughters. Like I know how the marriage happens. There's a lot of calculations going on in behind. अरे इसका तो कोई बेटा नहीं है, अकेली बेटी है, प्रॉपर्टी तो घमासान है, क्या करेगा? शादी कर लेंगे तो सब मेरा ही है. So if that son-in-law is calculating like this, then he is not a son-in-law. Then he is son in anti-law or out of law.
So then how that son-in-law should approach to that Mataji in case of this devotional thing?
Son-in-law should not approach. The system of our approaching, the son-in-law should understand that that Mataji or whatever, mother and everything, if she needs shelter, the mother should be concerned. Mother should have some guru, some guide. Mother should be concerned. So the guru and the guides, they should be concerned about how that everyone is sheltered properly. So the son-in-law's job is not to be concerned. Son-in-law's job is to give shelter if the guru advises. You're able to understand? So the mother who is the sasuma or someone, mother, she doesn't have anything. So mother should be concerned that I need shelter. If the mother is only not concerned, I need shelter, then why we have to be worried as guru, as a son-in-law? Unnecessarily, already we have so much of worries. Why to take unnecessary worries of someone else? So someone who needs shelter, she has to or he has to first worry. If I think I don't need shelter of guru, then why my guru will have to worry? Tell me. Like that. Yes? Clear? So son-in-law has not to worry. Someone who wants shelter, she has to first worry. Okay. If the son-in-law worries about giving shelter to mother-in-law, then the son-in-law's worries will be contaminated, will be calculated. If the mother-in-law worries, ki I need shelter, I need to find out someone, then it will be proper. Okay. So the person who wants to give shelter, he should not be worried. मेरे को shelter देना है, मेरे को shelter देना है, मेरे को क्या disciples मिलेगा, मेरे को क्या So the person who wants to give shelter, he should not be worried. Person who wants to take shelter should approach to give shelter. If the guru is worried, मेरे को disciples बनाना है, उनको shelter देना है, then it is फालतू guru. Guru is least bothered. ठीक है, तुमको नहीं सुनना है, तुम जाओ, जो करना है करो, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? The disciples should be worried, I need shelter, and approach the guru. If the guru is worried too much, then it will be contaminating. The guru will be thinking, oh, if I have disciples, the disciples will follow me, they will give me this, give me that, and all those things. Not a proper way. Person who is giving shelter, he should be detached. तुमको लेना है तो आओ, I'll give. नहीं लेना है तो हरे कृष्णा. So son-in-law should be detached. If the son-in-law is too much worried about giving shelter to that mother-in-law, then son-in-law has some wrong intentions within. The son-in-law will be thinking, oh, शायद shelter भी मिलेगा, shelter के साथ सेवा भी होगा, मेवा भी मिलेगा side में. So that is not proper. Okay? So guru should not be worried to give shelter. The disciples should be worried to accept shelter. Okay? Like after some time, you may also become guru. After 10-15 years, you may start teaching and all. You should not be worried. But the persons whom you are guiding, they should be worried that I need some guidance. Okay? So son-in-law should be detached. Mother-in-law should take shelter. Son-in-law should fully be detached from the mother-in-law's whatever she has and everything. Okay, and son-in-law should help mother-in-law to use that property or whatever, not in his service, but in Krishna's service. Son-in-law should guide the mother-in-law. Mother-in-law, arey, don't give it to me. Don't keep it for yourself. Give it to Krishna. मरने वाली हो आप, एटलीस्ट अभी भगवान को दे दो. वो तो लेके नहीं जा पाएंगे 1 करोड़ जो रखा है आपने, बट 1 करोड़ भगवान को दे देंगे तो 1 करोड़ का भक्ति का कृपा मिलेगा, वो लेके जा सकती हो आप मरने के बाद. Not that the son-in-law says, mother-in-law, I will take care of you, give that 1 crore to me. That is not proper son-in-law, right? So like that. Okay, yes, Ansuma, Nidhi Mataji. It's already late.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, sometime back you were telling that society has got, there has been something going on in the society and we shall not try to change. So Prabhuji, if we don't try to change what is going on, so how will we progress?
Yeah, so the change in the society is always done by grihasthas. The sannyasis only give directions what should be the change. So on a personal level, I do not want to do any change in the society. I just want to inspire and give ideas. As grihasthas, it is your responsibility to create the change. The contributors of the society are always the grihasthas. The sannyasis are inspiration giver to what to contribute in the society. They are the brain of the society. The grihasthas are the hands of the society. They are supposed to do the things based on how the brain, the sannyasis are directing. So we do not want the society to change. I do not want the society to change. Kaise bhi rahe. As a sannyasi, I am detached. Whether society changes, doesn't change, how does it matter? But I can give directions of how to change the society. But I am least bothered whether directions are followed or not. That is grihastha's job. You are able to understand? That is your job. So long you are in grihastha ashram, it is your job to see that the society is framed in a particular way according to the directions of the sannyasis. But if you do not follow it, I'm least bothered.
Yes, Prabhuji, that is okay. But when you were explaining about Dhruva Maharaj, that he's going and killing all the yakshas and all, and there has been some culture in his ancestors were following, and something was there. You just mentioned that there has been a culture of the family, so we should not go against the culture of the ancestors.
Yes. So if the culture of the ancestors are against the scriptures, we follow the scriptures, not the ancestors. So following the ancestors, Kula Uchitam is the lowest principle. Higher than that is scriptures. Higher than that is not giving pain to others. Higher than that is doing service to Krishna. Higher than that is, highest is doing pure devotional service to Krishna. I think you didn't understood the gradations. That's the lowest.
Yes.
It's the lowest. Kula Uchitam is the lowest. But what kul में चल रहा है, sometimes kul में चल रहा था कि non-veg खाना है, but it is Shastra Anuchitam, Anuchit in scripture. So we follow Shastras, give up the Kula Dharma. And then if Shastras कुछ बोल रहा है, but वो दूसरों को दुख दे रहा है, तो वो forget the Shastras, do good to others. And just doing good to others, we are not loving Vishnu, then don't do good to others, love Vishnu. But loving Vishnu, we are not loving purely Vishnu, then forget about loving Vishnu, you love pure Vishnu. So this is gradation.
So Prabhuji, what I understand is that our actions should be should be matching with what the pure devotion, we should aspire to reach there, and our actions should be sanctified by what pure devotion Shastra is telling.
Yes, perfect. So that is our goal. Right now we may be in different levels, but our goal is that I want to be a pure devotee of Krishna. Okay? Okay, yes, Ansuman Prabhu. Last question. You are muted.
Yes, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, that in scriptures that we have found the two personality. One is Dhruva Maharaj, one is Prahlad Maharaj. And in both cases, we have seen that both one actually took instructions from Narada Muni, and both have seen the direct associations of the Lord. But as you told that Prahlad Maharaj from childhood, that he was actually following the pure devotional service. But in Dhruva Maharaj's case, that he was actually doing the Sadhak Bhakti. So what could be the reason between the two persons? Because both have the same platform, but they are actually behaving in the different way. So what could be the reason?
Because the reason may be how what all previous lives they are having. That is one of the most important reason. That based on our previous samskaras and what we have got, it also has an effect. If someone has already performed a lot of devotional service, and then from beginning it is easier for him to perform pure devotional service. Someone has not performed his beginning, then his life will be like this. But both attained spiritual perfection, both Prahlad and Dhruva. So it's not necessary that if I am a sadhak and I have not performed pure devotional service in previous life, then I cannot attain spiritual world in this life. Dhruva Maharaj was a sadhak and he attained in one life only, correct? And Prahlad Maharaj has previous devotional experiences from his previous background and he also attained. So in that way, if we have performed pure devotional service in previous life, from beginning only, born only, no one will be teaching you. Certain things will be ingrained in your system, right? Like no one taught me many things. My parents were trying to teach me opposite thing and I was telling ये पाप है. And my mother was thinking ये पाप कौन सिखाया है इसको, कहाँ से आ गया, ये बोल रहा है मछली नहीं खाना, ये क्या बाप रे. And there is so much. So no one taught me actually. So this is previous devotional service. You are able to understand?
Yes, but Prabhuji, Prahlad Maharaj some incident happened. That's why that we actually start taking the fast during the.
So that is devotional service. So Prahlad Maharaj was a something like a lover, and his girlfriend के साथ some झगड़ा हो गया, and गुस्सा होके he fasted, and that day was Narsim Chaturdasi, and he cleaned for his girlfriend to do that, and that's how he got the life of Prahlad, right? So that's how the power of devotional service is. But that doesn't mean that we do fasting for on Valentine's Day and expect a life like Prahlad next life. So Prahlad never thought like that I will fast for and I will get Narsimha benefit. He was just fasting for his, and it just coincidentally. Now coincidentally अगर इतना बेनिफिट मिल गया, नरसिंह पुराण इज टेलिंग, तो अगर जानबूझ के नरसिंह चतुर्दशी में सही से करेंगे और माधव तिथि को अच्छे से पालन करेंगे तो क्या होगा? You are able to understand what the scriptures are telling? If coincidentally someone did like this and got the life of Prahlad, if knowingly with devotion if you follow the Madhav tithi and worship Vishnu, आपका क्या benefit मिलेगा? That's what they are telling. Not that we start fasting on Valentine's Day and expect that we'll get the same result like Prahlad Maharaj. So devotional service is so powerful, even unknowingly performed can have such powerful effect. So what to speak of someone like Ansuman performing knowingly everything? So he's definitely going to get beyond Prahlad. Prahlad is Santya Ras only, na? There are 5 rasas. Prahlad is just in Santya Ras. Higher than that, Prahlad, that's what we are going to read in Brihad Bhagavatamrit. Higher than Prahlad is Hanuman. Higher than Prahlad, Hanuman is the Pandavas and the Yadus and the Dwaraka-vasis. Higher than that is the Vatshalya Bhav. And highest is the Madhurya Bhav. So everyone is perfect from Santya to Madhurya, but then there are also gradations. So unknowing devotional service performed will give you basic Santya Ras. But knowing devotional service will give you Dasya, Vatshalya, Madhurya, Sakhya, like that, higher realms. That's what scripture says. You are able to understand now? If you perform unknowingly devotional service, what will happen is you will get Santya Ras like Prahlad Maharaj. But if you perform devotional service knowingly, understanding, hearing the scriptures, reading the scriptures, like all of you are getting training, you are going to get Madhurya Ras, Sakhya Ras, Vatshalya Ras, the higher rasas. Especially Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to give us Madhurya Ras, the highest expression of love for God. So Prahlad Maharaj's this past life should be understood in proper context, right? That the main principle being told is that unknowing devotional service is so powerful. It can make you like Prahlad. If Ansuman does knowing devotional service, then heart he will get. Okay.
Also relation is Lord.
Dhruva Maharaj's past life is not mentioned.
No, I am saying that relation with Lord, that Dhruva Maharaj is also in Shantara.
Dasya Bhav in Vaikuntha. Even Prahlad also in Vaikuntha is having the Dasya Bhav. In Vaikuntha there is Narsingadeva and Prahlad is worshipping. But in this pastime, he was exhibiting Santya Bhav. But eternally, Prahlad is in Vaikuntha Loka, and Vaikuntha Loka is Dasya Bhav. Okay? But in this, he is showing the example of Santya. Okay? All the best. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vancha kalpataru vaishya kripa sindhu vyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo ananta koti vaishnavebhyo ki jai. Hare Krishna, Hari Bol.